Hello, Joyce Edison here. And today I want to come to you and we're going to talk about the next step in our interpersonal wellness action guide. So, the question that comes up in the audit is my boss doesn't support me emotionally. So, if this is something that you're struggling with at work, where you find that your boss doesn't have provide you with the emotional support or the caring and the concern that you feel that you want or that's necessary for you to be successful, it's not the end of the world. So instead of spending time bemoaning and complaining about it and telling everybody on the planet, I have four things that I think you need to do to quickly get over it. And I want to make these nice and short and sweet. So, the first thing to think about if your boss isn't supporting you emotionally, step one is to identify that your boss may be a different person, may understand emotional support differently than you do. So, all of us have different levels of emotional wellness. Not all of us have the same level of emotional intelligence. And if your boss doesn't have the same level of emotional intelligence, it's not the end of the world. It's not something you should be actually staying up at late at night for. It's not worth your time. So don't lose sleep over it. Find other ways to develop your emotional support. So here are some things to think about. One, find a good friend at work, somebody that you can talk to, a colleague that you can share your life with, that you can share your work challenges with, who can support you, not a naysayer. Remember, don't get somebody who is down all the time, who is even more feeling more miserable than you do. Misery likes company. So find someone who is positive, someone who is aspiring to be a leader, someone who is supportive, someone who has something in common with you. Find that person, say, hey, can we work together and support each other emotionally so we can move ahead? Sometimes in life, we need to have a buddy. We need somebody else to champion us, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the person we think it's going to be. So find that person and work with them. Secondly, build up your personal emotional wellness. So in your personal life, get rid of toxic people and find key people, find one or two people in your personal life that you can talk to about work and that will give you support instead of agreeing with everything you're saying, but someone who will ask you questions, someone who will help you to think outside the box and help you to grow as you work to develop your career. Secondly, recognize the pain that you're feeling, but do not lash out. So I've had a situation where an employee lashed out at the boss, called him cold and frigid, and ended up on the short end of the stick. So you don't want that to be you. You want to recognize it doesn't feel good. It actually does hurt my feeling that this person that I'm putting so much effort and supporting doesn't actually care about how I feel emotionally or doesn't demonstrate it in the way that I need to see it. It's not that sometimes they don't, it's just that they don't demonstrate it in the way you need it to be demonstrated. So recognize the feeling and then ask yourself, how do I want to respond to that person? So you be what you don't have. Support that person emotionally. Ask your boss, is there anything I can do to help you feel better? Sometimes that is the trigger they need to start thinking, oh, Tim cares about how I feel. Maybe I should pay more attention about how he or she feels. So go ahead, take those tips. And as we go through the audit, we're creating those action guides that you can implement quickly in your work. So this is your action. Go ahead, ask your boss how they may feel. Write a list of 3 people that you're going to ask at work to be your emotional buddy, and then 3 people in your personal life that you can share work situations with that agrees to not go down the negative line, but to actually support you emotionally. Go ahead, post, let me know how that feels. I look forward to hear how you're doing, because challenges at work are there to make us more resilient, and I know you can. Joyce Edison here, interpersonalwellness.com. Stay well, be well, work well. Bye now.